You know what time it is? The Sunsplash Mix Show, and we always have this nice little segment where it's like Sound Clash Class. It's a platform and it's a space where we're just gonna have a little conversation with a selector. So today's guest is Jimmy Spliff from King Shine Sound. Wagwan Jimmy.
There, boss. There, nice place, you know? Well, go on. Long time.
Let's talk about Jersey. You are New Jersey, but is it because you're big in New Jersey or you're just the big one that travels a lot of places from New Jersey?
Well, I mean, as far as Jersey, when it comes to the sound clash thing, I mean, I guess you could say over the last 10 plus years, it's kind of been King Shine has probably been the leading sound. There's been other sounds, out in the race, pushing Jersey out there like that, but I think it's probably the consensus that the last 10 of years or so it's been about King Shine.
It's a solid to have that as a part of your resume, a part of the story about the sound King Shine. And now let's talk about having a platform. We used to be able to just go to record stores, go to barbershops, talk about music, sound clash, but now it is social media. It's about having your own space to curate your own conversation about your own sound. You got your flyers on your page. Your sound system's supposed to put up a couple mixes. What do you
Yeah.
think is working for you with social media that probably ain't working for everybody else?
Well, I think the main thing is people think is think the mystery is better. Me
Mm,
personally, I think it's better if you kind of let people in a little bit. Show your personality, show who you are. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't got to be fake, just be yourself, but open the door a little bit. Let them see a little bit. Now, I'm a little bit different. Like, I like social media. I love social media. I like interacting.
mm,
So my door and windows a little bit more open than the average person. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
overall, I love social media. All forms of it too. You gotta do what it takes to push your sound. You know what I mean? You got to walk the line. Keep some of your can get too personal with it, but
Right.
you know you definitely got to have that social media presence. I don't know anybody who's out there doing it and don't have a social media presence.
There you go. And you can speak as the selector, as the boss, as the guy mixing it down, the juggling guy, and the clash guy.
Yeah, it's crazy because as far as my sound, I pretty much do. I'm at the point where I do everything. I I play the events, book the
Mm-hmm.
events,
Mm-hmm.
uh, voicing dubs, mixing dubs, remixing dubs, social media push,
Right.
uploading audios, the YouTube channel, making sure the SoundCloud stuff get promoted. I do all of that. Like I'm like a one man band. Like it don't bother
Word
me
up.
as much. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind doing it because at least with me doing it, I know I can control the narrative. Like I guess the one disadvantage would be like if you got 4 and 5 members, you can have more people pushing it, but
Mm-hmm.
then they might want to push and promote something that you don't think is, you know what I mean? With me just doing
Right.
it and everybody else basically saying, your world, I kind of can control all of that. You feel what I'm saying? So it's good to have that creative control. If you understand what I
I
mean.
like it.
Yeah.
I like it. King Shine is the sound. And there was an era in every sound. You get popular on the road in your community, in your state, in your city. Then sometimes you have to take on the road and you get in a little bit more bookings. We soon going to talk about Canada, but let's still talk about a United States based sound system. 9 to 5, some of us have, some of us, barber, and, we still play a sound. But King Shine Sound, as a member and an owner, you could host, DJ, rent the equipment. So the sound works when it want to work.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The sound pretty much, yeah, it works when it wants. I mean, it's to the point where, like, as far as the sound system and all of that, we still got all of that, but that's kind of went more to the background. Like the sound system will come out. Say if I had a clash
Mm-hmm.
and people say, "Yo, bring your own sound," then I would bring out the sound. You know what I mean? But like as far as booking the sound and all that, we kind of eased off of that because like
Mhm.
family life, regular life. Like
Word.
I do selecting and DJing, but I also work. And my my partner also works, so it's like who's gonna go carry a sound system with speakers?
True.
Weekend he might be working. Weekend I'm flying here, so it's like who's gonna be? So the sound system thing,
Mhm.
kind of left that, but everything else, yeah, it's all systems go. And me personally, I work for myself within my own personal life. My 9 to 5, I work for myself. So the
Perfect.
DJing thing works with it. So it's like when I'm ready to, if I have to go away for a week, I could just go. I don't have no schedule that I gotta stick to, no supervisor that I gotta put the weekend
Right.
before and all of that. Like I got a lot of friends who got some good jobs. And it's like because of their good 9 to 5, certain dance hall events they can't do. And it's like, so it's
Yeah.
like mine kind of works out for me. I work for myself. So it works out, man. And yeah, I take advantage of all that. I take advantage of all that.
And we respect that. Again, we're trying to be just as transparent because you could have the sound man, sound woman, sound person lifestyle on an island. But even on an island, you still have to go make a money, right? You
That's
still gotta,
the
this is
point.
not mortgage money that you mix in with sound system life.
No, 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 never. Now it's to the point where the beauty, like the last, I can tell you this, Prince, the last since August of 2015 up till now, I've had 30 clashes, all
Yeah.
all about different continents, different countries, different everything.
Word.
I say that to say that I say that to say the sound has reached to a point where I don't have to go in my money and spend money to when I take on these classes and these events now. Now, what I get paid from these events is enough to pay for the sound, pay for itself. If you understand what I'm
Word.
saying. Like when I
Word.
do an event and I do a clash, I'll take 2 clashes. Say if I take two
Hmm.
clashes, 5 grand a piece, that's $10,000. If I have to take half of that to voice dubs, I'm voicing dubs for both events.
Right.
Where do you think the other half get to go? You feel what I'm saying? You put some down in
Word.
the King Shine little account, put some down in
Yep.
your pocket. Here you go, give some to wife. Here you go. You know what I mean? Like, so it works for
Love it.
itself. It all
Yeah.
works for itself. You give yourself a little pay for the night. Same thing. And it's
Of
like
course.
the beauty of my situation is I got a team that
Mm.
who don't they don't have no ego or nothing. It's like they built the sound and they built it from the ground up. And then it's like they graduated it onto me. And the only thing they want to see is the sound bust. They just want to see
Mhm.
this the name bust, the sound go global and it make its name. Like they already know the amount of money you can make in it is not super, super big and super, super huge. But
True.
it basically put me in a position to where the money that make it can work. I could give myself a
Mhm.
thing and I can take care of the sound. So the people that originally built everything, I don't have to go to them to say, yo, I'm ready to
Yeah.
cut dubs. Nah, none of that. The sound does it for itself. And that's why
And I
that's why I
appreciate it.
laugh at when people say, "Oh, this business you can't, this you can't." I say, "Well, come holler at me, man, and I'll show you how to do it. I'll show you how you
Word.
can make money." You know? Yeah,
That's
I
what we
tell people
rate.
that all the time.
We rate transparency when it's necessary, and you have receipts, and then you have success in your accolades. Let's talk about again traveling
Yeah,
because for some reason, and Rachel up at a 6. So
yeah,
genocide in the 6 is coming up. So
yeah.
why? What is the fan base? What is the promoter link? Why is it kind of easier to open the dub box in Canada?
Canada is a place like well, first I think the first thing about Canada is my love for Canada is real. Like
Mm,
from the first time I ever went, like I just was like, yo, this vibe is different. Like, different areas, different uh territories, everybody come with their own different vibe. And
yeah,
Canada's a place where the people come with a vibe. Like, New York, they pretty much seen it all, done it all. So it's like they there and they
yeah,
like, okay, entertain. Where a lot of other places, they walk into the place with their own vibe, you know?
word.
And like Canada is a place where it's open to different songs. You can try different things. And Canada is a place where their local artists and stuff like that is a big deal to them. Stuff like that. So it's like you got to bring a different vibe and different energy. So like I naturally loved it. And then like I think the people there kind of could feel like you could fake and be like, oh, I love this place, but then you can really show it. And I think they really could really legitimately feel like, yo, he got a real affinity for this place. And it's like me and that Canada vibe kind of go together. So I'm there a lot. You know, like I can't even tell you how many times a year I'm there. Hosting, clashing, juggling, everything. Like everything you could think of, any type of event I've done in Canada. Every type of event. And it's like I don't see it stopping because it's like I legitimately love going there. It's like it's one of my favorite places to go and play in Canada. Toronto specifically. Toronto, Ottawa, Montreal, those places is lovely, man. They're lovely to play. Like the vibe is like that, you know?
Murder. And when the promoters call you and they say, all right, and then, we don't talk about the business, but I like the fact that business is getting handled. Jimmy's allowed to travel and clash often, win or lose, a lot of wins.
Lot of wins.
But
way more wins than losses. That's why I don't mind a loss every now and then, because I got way more wins than losses. More than double, too. Way more than double.
Rebel Tone is relevant, ain't relevant. All right, well, Klymaxx, you got to watch out for them. What is it about the sound clash, the sport, that you have to pay attention and don't slip up?
Yeah, you already know. Clash like boxing in the sense when you want to compare it to a sport, right? Because boxing, you could be fighting 12 rounds, losing on every scorecard, 5 seconds left, uppercut, win the fight. That's how Clash is. Clash, you could be winning all night, winning every round. Somebody play one song, change everything. You know,
Momentum.
the unpredictable nature of Sound Clash is what makes it great for me. You know, and entertainment, man. It's about entertainment. Like with me, I get a mix of all. I get to play music and I get to be jovial and have fun. Like everywhere I go, people always be like, "Oh, Jimmy, you should be a comedian. You should be a comedian." I be like, "I am." Shit, you should come to the classes. I make people laugh all night. You know, I probably make people laugh more than some comedians at their shows. You know what I mean? Like, ain't nobody throwing no tomatoes at me. You feel what I'm saying? Like, so it's all in one. You get it all. Like, that's why I try to tell people. For me, Clash, winning and losing is not everything. If I bust a place all night and people enjoy themselves, and when it's done, people waiting to get pictures and shake hands and all that, I'm good. Winning and getting a trophy, all of that, that's just the extra, you know? Like, but I'm good. Like, I got so much stuff packed in this corner, but I would show you the trophies, but like, hold up.
See that.
Like, I'll just give you a peek. I'm in my storage room. Like, as you can see, like it's more in the closet. You know what I mean? Like trophies, we well decorated. You know what I mean? Like I got a lot of wins. Like those winning is not winning ain't all for me. Like people enjoying themselves more than anything. Gaining. If I go into a clash and I gain a handful of new fans, that's like the best. Like
Murder. We only have them for a couple of minutes right here. Sound clash class, sound system culture. A lot of people are doing, like I said before, we used to have a lot more record stores, barbershops, hair salons, just a corner. We used to be able to talk. Now it's a platform where now we have radio stations, online radio. We have weekly platforms. Is that working in your favor, or is it working for the culture?
it's working for the culture for sure. It's definitely working for the culture. I like when I see all these different people making platforms. My only issue with some of the people making platforms, you wish they were a little bit more informed, like of more of the history of the thing. Like a lot of people make platforms, and it's like I think that they would be better served if they be more real to how long they actually been listening to Clash, how much they actually know. There's a lot of guys coming out with platforms, and they let their age try to dictate like how long they've been involved, but when you talk to them, you can tell their knowledge, let you know, like. But the more the platforms, the merrier. Like for somebody like me, my own personal platforms is still what's best for me. Like that works for me.
Yeah.
Like like if I'm not able to, like, I don't need platforms anymore. I reached to the point where when you got Instagram, Twitter, IG, I'm saying Instagram, I already said Facebook and all those things, you pretty
Yeah.
much you got every source to reach out to the diaspora, to the fans, that SoundCloud fan base or juggling, whatever type of fan, the dance hall community, period. So like
That's right.
the way that I know how to work it and navigate that social media world, I
Fine.
personally don't need those platforms, but they definitely help. They help everybody. I go on them. I don't
Mhm.
need them, but I definitely use them. Yeah, I definitely use them. Need no, but I use them, and they're a need in the business because there are younger sounds who don't quite have that name that those
Exactly.
platforms introduce to some whole, some brand new faces. But yeah,
That's what it is. You get new fan base, you get new promoters in different territories. The artists and producers are listed because
yeah,
sometimes when King Shine plays a rhythm, it's not because you played it first. Maybe it's because you EQ'd the rhythm, you use the stems, you remix the dub, you fly it
mixed
on a
it.
different rhythm. Sometimes, what is it that you think with some of the rhythms and some of the dubs you play, like catches people off guard?
Well, difference, man. Like even like not like you said, with nowadays technology, we have way more of advantage than the selectors that had back in the days. The selectors kind of had to work with what they was given when
Whatever.
it came to rhythms and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Nowadays, with all this technology, you able to strip rhythms down, strip this
Mm.
down, take this and do that. Like, so your stuff should sound different.
Should.
Like
Mhm.
a lot of people be like, "Oh, Jimmy, you play this rhythm, but theirs don't sound like yours because they don't realize it's the small little intricate things that I've done, or not. If not me, my brethren sample might have done. Took the
Mhm.
rhythm and add this and take away that and put this in and take, stuff like that. And
Mhm.
it gives it that different sound that just when yours come on and theirs come on, for some reason they like yours more and they can't figure out why. So
Right.
it's a formula to it, man. It's definitely a formula to it.
I like it. Two more before we move forward. So right after that, just because you had a Dennis Brown and just because somebody had an Alton Ellis, that doesn't automatically make that the sound system's anthem. It was how many times you used it, how many times you killed with it, how many times the ladies danced to it. It's been 20 years and you dug it up and now you put it back in rotation in your juggling. So what is the anthem song rhythm that, hey, no matter what, when I play it, y'all are dead for King Chef?
Probably I would probably my most effective rhythm probably would be Worries in the Dance, Channel One's cut of Worries in the Dance.
All
Like
right.
there's a couple rhythms that I have that I brought back, that I bust back and all that, but
Mm-hmm.
that juggling that I have on that Channel One version of Worries in the Dance is like it's a staple. It never fails. Everywhere I go, people want to hear it.
Yeah.
Numerous sounds have ran in and came with their version of my same juggling, same artists, same everything, just
Mm-hmm.
different songs.
Mm-hmm.
Like so, I know I've been, and before I was playing that rhythm like that, it wasn't even as popular within
True.
the dance and within sound class like that. Now almost every class you can hear the rhythm, and I know I can look at myself and know that I'm personally responsible for that. That
Listen,
and Baby Weird, the DJ Baby Weird. I'm a bust back
simple.
Baby Weird in that sound clash. Nobody care. I mean, I ask Christ. And I'm not saying I bust Baby Weird. Of course, I'm not bust Baby Weird. I'm not old enough to
Right.
do that. But it was a
Right.
point where you didn't really sound clash. You didn't really hear Baby Wayne like that.
Mm-hmm.
When my song bust, my Baby Wayne then became like an anthem. So it's like a lot of sounds who had Baby Wayne, I wasn't playing Baby Wayne before. Remember us? Oh yeah, them tune that bad. So it's like those
Mad.
those two things are things that I carry with pride, knowing that like I'm personally responsible for that in this era. Within this era, I
Exactly.
know to myself, I'm personally responsible for that. Yeah,
All
a
right.
few
So we
others, but
and again, we in Atlanta, we have a reemergence of why Atlanta is a great neutral environment, proximity to Jamaica, to Florida, and yes, of course, when it's cool, yo, fly down to the GA. You know what I'm saying? It's a nice place. But we have some kings down here. I can't let you be your king shine without remembering that there is a king animosity, and is a way that you ask a question. Are you ready for king animosity, or is king animosity ready for king shine?
Yeah, animosity got their own problems. They ain't got me to worry about. They got their own problems. King animosity got their own problems. I'm ready for it. I don't know if they're ready for me. I'm ready for everybody. I think my
Everybody.
record shows that I'm ready for anybody. Whether they're ready for me, I don't know. That's up to them. But as far as I'm concerned, I don't see them as the like no king of Atlanta though. I don't. I just personally don't. Like they've won 2 clashes in Atlanta. You can't win 2 clashes in a place and claim it. That just don't work for me.
That's what's
That's
up.
just how I
That's
see
what's
it.
up. That's what's up. We just ask questions, and again, it's sometimes the way you ask the question for certain hosts. This is the
I
last
mean,
one we
good
meant to
song
move
still,
forward.
good song, good song. They doing their
Good
thing.
song.
They making their mark.
Again, they make a splash. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. They doing
All
their
right.
thing.
So same way we're supposed to be hosts, media platforms. Sometimes you're a host of event, and again, maybe it's not as easy as people think. Just go up there
Oh
and
yeah.
ask for the rounds, just ask for the things. What is it sometimes when you host an event in Canada, host an event, and it's just juggling? What is it that hosts probably don't remember, or they do too much? They in their feelings.
Yeah, hosts gotta remember they are not the star of the show. Like you're just there to move the show along, to keep things in order and move it along. A lot of
True
times I
that.
see hosts hosting clash, they get too caught up. And another thing, when you hosting, go easy on the libations. Don't let the liquor.
Okay.
See, I don't drink liquor, so I'm good to
Mm-hmm.
go. Some people they get under their sauce, they get under their liquor,
Mm-hmm.
and they start
That's
talking,
it.
talking,
Yeah.
talking, and they forget it's not about them, especially in a clash. And me,
Yeah.
I tell people all the time, if you hold, if you there's not a lot of good hosts out there. I'm not even gonna sit here and act like there is. There's
Mm-hmm.
only like a handful of people that I like that I can honestly say host clashes within our region, like on the
In
Eastern
our region,
Seaboard,
right?
that I
Mm-hmm.
say, yeah, those are good hosts. It's not a bunch of them. I'm not even gonna. It's not a lot of them. Like most of the ones that I rate are sound men because they kind of
Mm-hmm.
know how it go. They know that look. They can look and tell. Okay, he need a minute. Let me hold up time.
Right.
You can look and
Right.
tell and be like, all right, he's ready. Let me give it to him now because it's a vibe you work off. A lot of times these hosts
Mm-hmm.
don't know. Look, man, the sound just played, and now I'm ready to jump right in because I got something. And they there reading out flyers, bigging up friends, cousin, and it's like you killing my vibe.
Not
You
now.
killing my vibe. Yeah, you as a
Yeah.
sound man, you kind of get that energy. It's almost like a natural thing. You're able to pick up that energy, and you're
Mm-hmm.
able. Sometimes you're able to look at the sound man and can tell, all right, he need a minute. Or he'll even look
Mm-hmm.
at you and get like, and a person who don't play sound, they won't even know that look. They won't even know that signal of 1 minute. I mean, so
Yeah.
yeah, hosting is not as easy as people think.
There you
Definitely
go.
not
You
as
got to
easy.
read the room. You're indebted to the promoter, quote unquote, who pay you, but you're there to work the crowd. You got to let them
Mhm.
finish the forward, right? Or they're unruly, so you got to know energy to survive.
Yeah, definitely, man. And we got to remember, nobody's paying to see you, so don't make it about you. It's the main
That's
thing.
what's up. That's what it is. He's always
Yeah.
transparent. He's a good father. He's a good husband. But it's good to talk to Jimmy sometime, and good to see you
Yeah,
online. And
definitely.
stay wet, bro.
Pick up everybody. You already know how that go, man.